Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be on one of my absolute favorite makeup brands ever, and that is Makeup Geek. I first became a viewer of Marlena's YouTube channel, I don't even know how many years ago it was now, but when she first created a makeup line, I was a little bit hesitant because you never know what kind of quality someone's going to create. So I kind of held off of buying anything for a little while. Not that long, let's say 6 months to a year. But the good reviews kept coming in about how great the products were, so I figured, hey, might as well check them out. And I have become deeply devoted to her eyeshadows because I now have 4 palettes full of Makeup Geek eyeshadows. So today's video is going to be on my top favorite Makeup Geek eyeshadows. I didn't give myself a number to stick to, I just sort of looked through my collection and figured out what I love the most. Now, these are not necessarily shades that are usable for every single day for most people. I do wear vibrant shades on the daily, so this is something that I use personally, and I just wanted to show you what I love so much about Makeup Geek. I have considered doing an entire video on all of my Makeup Geek eyeshadows, but there are over 100 of them, I think, so please let me know if that's something that you're interested in, otherwise I won't bother, because that would be a very long video. Anyway, let's get into the shades that I love the most by Makeup Geek. I am going to start off with 4 pigments, and no exception on these ones. Like any pigment, they are quite messy to work with. However, there are a few of them in this collection that I have that you can actually press into an eyeshadow. I have a full blog post on how to press a loose pigment into an eyeshadow, so I'll link that down below in case you're interested. I'm going to start off with the pigment that most impressed me the first time I opened it. And it's in their old packaging, so you can see that the Makeup Geek logo has changed quite a bit over the years. But this is the shade Utopia. The first time I opened this shade, I actually gasped. It's a black and gold, but there's something so special and unique about it that it is jaw-dropping. I tend to use this during the holiday seasons, more around like Christmas and New Year's, and for me, I'll often place it all over the lid. I will use a glitter adhesive though, because it is one of the chunkier glitters, and Utopia is just phenomenal. It is one of the best shades I think that Makeup Geek has ever come out with, because the color is unlike anything I have ever seen. And the next 3 pigments are all from her duochrome collection, and they do have the newer gunmetal gray embossed packaging. And I really do love the packaging on these. I think they've changed for the better, just visually speaking. However, it is worth noting that they don't come with sifters, and they will actually insert sifters into your package when you receive them so that you can pop them on top of the lid. Don't do that. I made the mistake of popping one on and it kind of cracked the sides of my lid. That's a packaging issue. It shouldn't reflect on the eyeshadow. I just wanted to mention it because I don't want you to potentially crack your entire jar from sticking on a sifter. The first one out of the duochrome collection that I have is called Hologram. And to me, this is an orange base with a gold reflect. I have never seen anything like this. The first time I put it on my eyelids, it was just like watching magic happen. You see one color and then you tilt your head and you see the other color. It's just really astonishing, and for that reason I've included it because it's so unique. I've never seen another makeup brand do a shade like this. This is absolutely phenomenal. Alright, the next 2 pigments are actually what I would consider buddies in my opinion, because they have a white base but they reflect different colors. So this one is Prism. It's similar to MAC's Vanilla Pigment, so there's like gold and pink reflect in the shade. And the other shade is Sugar Rush, which is again is a white base, but it has this beautiful teal duochrome. That's the predominant color in it, but there is a pale lavender shift to it as well. These are fantastic shades for putting on the inner corner of your eye to really like brighten up your eye look. I actually use these quite frequently, and I'm so glad I have them. Alright, I'm next going to move on to the single pan eyeshadows, and it does veer quite warm, as that's just my preference. Undoubtedly the most boring eyeshadow in this entire video is going to be Creme Brule, but this is a beautiful transition shade that really works well on my skin tone. I place this in my upper crease, and it just makes it really easy to transition shades from my lid up to my brow bone. I can't stress enough how much a transition shade really helps complete any makeup look. For years I thought it was totally unnecessary, but having finally started to use this and in the appropriate manner, I feel like my eyeshadow looks have gotten light years better in the last few years. So Creme Brule is a fantastic eyeshadow. All right, moving on to the fun colors. This one makes me smile so much, and this is Poppy. This is a really bright, warm orange. I mean, orange is warm in general, but there's something almost electrically neon about this shade, and it looks so gorgeous when I put it through my crease. This is just stunning. I do really enjoy pairing this with paler oranges and darker oranges because it creates a beautiful gradient on the lid. Awesome shade. And that shade, Poppy, pairs very well with Razzleberry, which hands down has to be the best name for an eyeshadow ever. Razzleberry? Are you kidding me? That's great. So this is a darker red orange with gold glitter in it. I will say that the gold glitter doesn't really adhere to the lid too much. It does kind of just waft away into nothingness. And like Poppy, this shade will add a lot of pow to your look. So that's why I enjoy wearing it. The next shade I have is Bitten, and this is a lovely red toned burgundy. It's slightly similar to MAC's Sketch, but less purple toned. So because I quite like red toned eyeshadows, this really works well for me. And there's something about this eyeshadow that it doesn't matter what I seem to pair it with, it's just always beautiful. Bitten is another one of those shades that I consider more of a holiday color, just because I tend to wear it as we head into the cooler months. Ugh. I love this one so much. The next shade is one that gets a lot of love on YouTube, and for good reason, and that is Cocoa Bear. Love the name, and she did name it after her, I guess, he's now her husband. So she always gave him the name Cocoa Bear when they first started dating, I guess, because she didn't want to reveal his name on the internet. So she named an eyeshadow after him. Cocoa Bear got a lot of love, as I just said, on the internet, and I kind of ignored it because it's brown. And brown is boring to me. So I kind of went, eh, whatever, I bought it, but never really used it. And then I started using it. And I was like, okay, I see what the hype is. So even though it's boring and natural and neutral, it's still a wonderful shade to own. And I'm sure most people watching this probably appreciate like more normal shades and would probably buy it anyway. So yes, pick this one up. All right, the next four shades I have are foiled shadows. And I need to point out that I do struggle a little bit with the foiled shadows. Marlena has said before that the foiled shadows do have more oil in the pigment, and therefore they are prone to creasing more than just the regular shadows. So even though I double prime my eyelids, I will still sometimes end up with creasing by the end of the day. However, the colors are so gorgeous that I'll wear them regardless. And when they do crease on me, I'll just take a finger and sort of blend out the line where the pigment's collected and then just sort of try to blend it out. It does take a few hours before that happens to me, but it does happen. So I wanted to mention it in case anyone is exceptionally prone to creasing like I seem to be. But I still love them and I still wear them. So I've got four stunning shades here. The first one is Flamethrower, and this is a bright copper. It is buttery, it is smooth, and this looks phenomenal on anybody with blue eyes. And I know people always say that about orange shades, and it is true. Orange and blue are complementary colors, so it does look fantastic. But that's not to say it's not going to look amazing on anybody else. I've seen everybody with different colored eyes wearing this, and it never looks awful. And yet you can always pinpoint it is this shade. It is just that good. The next one is another neutral themed one, and I know a lot of people love this shade as well, and that is Grandstand. And again, it's another foiled shadow. This is very similar to L'Oreal's Amber Lights. It's kind of a rose gold. I do see a little bit more brown in it than what I would consider more true of a rose gold. But this looks fantastic, spread all over the lid with Cocoa Bear in the crease. Oh, so gorgeous. All right, the next shadow is one that I always pull out for St. Patrick's Day, and that is Jester. This is a green eyeshadow with a hint of gold. It is slightly similar to MAC's Golden Olive, but it's not as gold toned as that shadow can be. Again, this is another shade that I put all over the lid. Absolutely stunning. And the last eyeshadow I have to share today is Fortune Teller. This color is insane. I'm sure just like, even I'm looking at it in the viewfinder and it kind of just takes my breath away because the color is so reflective and so bright, and it's such a sunshiny yellow. Super stunning. I love putting this all over the lid. Most of these, I guess, are lid shades. All over the lid with like orange in the outer corner or cocoa bear would work too. This is gorgeous. And there's something about the shade too that seems to work with like a lot of different shades. I haven't yet met a combination using this color that I've not liked. Alright, that's it for this video. I hope you liked hearing about all my favorite Makeup Geek eyeshadows, and maybe you can tell me what your favorite colors are. I am missing, well, they keep adding to the range, but I'm not missing a ton of the shadows, but I always love hearing about what everybody else loves. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!